Hi, ladies. Today is July 26th, 2020, Sunday. 54 weeks. So Michaela's 54 weeks old, and since we are officially into toddlerhood now, just a quick update on her behaviors. Everybody says terrible twos, and I actually spoke to a mother who has several kids who says actually terrible threes, but since I don't know anything about two or three yet, I'm going to go ahead and say it's terrible ones because Michaela's baby tantrums and her whining and her fake crying and her, even she's become more difficult with putting down to sleep, and she's become super picky with food where before she was never picky, and now it's like she fake eats or barely opens her mouth to, if I'm trying to feed her or if she's trying to feed herself, she's just playing with it. It's just, so I'm claiming terrible ones. But I think she was kind of advanced on this even before she became one, because we've been dealing with baby tantrums since she was about 9, 10 months old. So, but she's only gotten more committed to the tantrum. So anyway, I recorded this video last week for 53 weeks, but then I guess I deleted it accidentally or something. So I'm doing it again for 54 weeks, and just want to talk to you about baby toys or 1-year-old toys that I've gotten her, or things I've gotten her now. Um, all the toys aren't necessarily geared towards one, but it's kind of like one and up, because some of the toys that I had gotten her when she was younger were, like the Linkimals that I showed you previously she got for Christmas. Those were like 9 months and up. So a lot of her baby toys or younger toys are still toys that she can play with. So it doesn't mean I'm retiring any of those, but we just kind of adding to them and things that she can hopefully grow into her next stage with. So I wanted to kind of get out of a lot of the light up beep beep electronic toys, because she had a lot of those, and um I wanted to move more into like the Montessori toy, um which was more of a like basic wooden toy. And so when I say Montessori, it may not everyone may be familiar with that, and I am not an expert with that. I do know there are lots of videos about the Montessori lifestyle and all of that, and we have not subscribe to any of that as far as adapting to that lifestyle. I'm just trying to adapt to like the wooden toy situation, because those toys tend to make children use more of their imagination, and over the beep beep electronic, extremely annoying toys. So I was trying to move more in that direction. I haven't gotten there yet. She has like a mix of things now. But just like the rag dolls and the dolls, I like them because they require her to use her imagination, right? They're not talking to her. She has to, whatever she's, she just speaks a lot of gibberish and babbles. So, whatever she's saying to them, she's using her imagination to put that forth. So, I do like that. And I did get her some rag dolls, but I'll show you them in a separate video. Right now, I'm doing more so just toys. And when I say going back to Montessori, there are Montessori schools. They tend to be from like 6 months, maybe some start earlier, to about 4 or 5 years old. So it's kind of like a preschool type range. So they tend to focus on letting children do more to explore their imagination. Not to say that other schools and preschools don't, but that is kind of what they're into. And like I said, I'm not a Montessori expert, so I don't want to present it in the wrong light. I actually think that there are some definite benefits to it. So if you are interested, I definitely encourage you looking into it more. What I can also say is that Montessori schools tend to be quite pricey. Their tuition, where you may know of free preschools or low cost preschools, or I don't know. I haven't really looked into preschools yet, but Montessori schools tend to be a little cost prohibitive for a lot of people. So as a result, they're not super diverse. So they tend to be a lot of white and Asian children. Um, and not a lot of brown children. There are some. I'm not saying there aren't any. Of course, there's some. There's brown everywhere, but is not super diverse, and that tends to be because of the cost, the tuition for these types of schools. And like I said, they're not elementary schools or high schools or anything like that. They are generally in that 6 month to like 4 or 5 year old range. You may find one that goes a little older, but that typically, from what I've found, is that age. Now, these schools have a reputation that some of the most successful children or adults, excuse me, you can't have really a successful child, but I guess everything they do you think is successful. But some of the most successful adults tend to start in Montessori schools. So that doesn't mean that there's successful people from all types of schools, but Montessori schools hold themselves out because they tend to have a lot of successful people that are the results of Montessori schooling early on. So again, another thing you can Google, but for example, like Jeff Bezos apparently had a Montessori school education early on. And a lot of celebrities, and whether they're CEOs or entertainers or whatever, had those things. So Montessori schools are usually known to let children explore themselves and a little more, which is supposed to be very beneficial at that age. And there is a subscription service that makes somewhat getting Montessori toys a little easier. It starts from newborn to go to about 2 years old. It's called Love Every. You may have seen it, especially if you've ever clicked on the ads, and I think they may even run commercials. And so they're a subscription-based service that will send you a box, I think, every 2 to 3 months. The box is roughly $120. You can also pay monthly. I think it's like $36 a month or something like that. Or you can just pay for the box. And I think you get a discount if you just pay for the box in full. So the box is roughly $120. Like I said, you'll get one every 2 to 3 months. So like there is an 11 and 12 month box. That's one box. And then there's a 13, 14, 15 month box. So it's one box for those 3 months. And I have not subscribed to it. I have actually known about it pretty early on in her life. And I was always kind of on the fence. And one of the reasons why I haven't subscribed, it's probably not the best reason, is that I don't find their toys to be the most diverse either. Like they send you a buddy, I think in the 11 and 12 month box. It's like a rag doll type buddy, but this doll is very pale. And I am personally a believer that children, especially Black children, should see dolls. I think all children should, but Black children should see dolls that look like them and love them and think they're beautiful. So it helps their self-esteem instead of being presented with dolls that don't necessarily look like them, and that people will say, oh, she's pretty, and when you're constantly hearing that something that does not look like you is pretty, or this is what you should play with, and you want to aspire, this is what children do, to look like or to be like, you want it to be a doll that looks like them, because those dolls are beautiful as well. And so personally, I tend to only buy Michaela Black dolls, but as she gets older and she can understand more, then yeah, I think she could be have more diversity in her dolls. But right now I like it to be a representation of her and the people in her life. And so that's one of the reasons why I did not subscribe to Love Every, because I just felt like they weren't necessarily representing us. So if they can get more diversity, I would be on board with it. But anyway, so just to show you some of the things that Michaela does have. So in the wooden toy department, we started with, I'm on the floor, so I'm just kind of have all her toys spread out. Some puzzles. Now these puzzles, this is shapes, and what's cool about these is that you can, if you take it out, it has the color and it says oval. So, and this is an oval, so it's basically the color of the oval, and you see it has a range of different colors and toys. Now these puzzles came in a box. I got 3 of them, and everything here came from Amazon. So these are the wooden puzzles. So it had shapes, alphabets, and numbers. Now also this is for 36 months and up. So, which she is not, right? But for the shapes, I'm okay with her playing with the shapes right now, because even by herself, because they are larger. She cannot swallow any of these. There are none of these that are really small. They're all a good size in her hand. But I am not okay with her playing, for example, with the alphabet. Not by herself, at least. And the reason, although it's a cool puzzle, and I show you, like, for example, you take Z out, it says, it has the zebra and all of that. And the same color, a little picture of a zebra and all of this. But the reason why I'm not okay with her playing with it, let's like try A. In A, you can see it says apple and it's yellow. It has a picture of an apple. But some of these are small. For example, I. Like, this is going right down the throat or up a nose or something. So this I do not allow her to play with. Like, she cannot play with the alphabets. I don't know if we'll have to wait until she is 3 years old, but right now she can't play with it. I think it's a really cool puzzle. I think, it's great because it has those colors and to help the child learn where to put it, but also with the a letter with some sort of animal or something that matches it. But I would not, for my child who's putting everything in her mouth, I don't want these letters. Some of them are big, some of them, like I said, that I is going straight down. She can't have that. And then there's also the numbers. This one I have not opened, but it suffers from the same problem, like that one, and some of the numbers are a little small, and they also it has a addition and subtraction, but the subtraction sign is again, some of these she's not old enough to be trusted with, and that's fine, so she can't have those. But the shapes I'm okay with her having. So, and she likes to play with them. She occasionally gets them right, but I think that might just be just trial and error, not really, which is everything with play, but I don't think she really understands, but she occasionally will put 1 or 2 in the right spot. So, like I said, that's 36, excuse me, that's 36 months and up. Now, one thing that I did buy her, which I love, are these alphabet affirmation cards. They're flashcards, and they're for both boys and girls. So they're from a company that's called Darling. It's a small company, also black owned, on Amazon, and Darling is spelled Darlyng. So it's Darling and Co. Not sure if you can make that out, but this is for age 0 and up. And I have not given them to her yet, although I like them, and I'll show them to you. I bought them primarily because to find black, brown children in affirmation flashcards is awesome, right? But two, they're a black owned business, so I love that. But I don't know if I agree with the 0 and up, because again, my 1-year-old is fairly destructive. You actually could probably do this with a younger child, as long as you don't let them hold them, because they are kind of, flexy. They're basically cardboard. And so these are being ripped up or bent up to be not recoverable, like some other things that I have for her. So I don't want them being messed up, because when she's older, I want her to really be able to enjoy these. So it's like A is for awesome. So I am pretty awesome. So you have the little girl on one side and you see her, and then on the other side there's a boy. So A is for amazing. I am totally amazing. So, and each card is like that. Each card has a boy and a girl on every side. So let's just do another one so I can show you. So like B is for brilliant, and says I am a brilliant boy. And then, on the other side is B is for beautiful. I'm a beautiful girl. Now I'm going to say I'm a brilliant girl too, but either way, this is, they're for both genders, so they're pretty cool in that way. And like I said, they have the brown children on there. Now they also have these cards, which with the positive affirmations that are not race specific. They have them. They have three versions of these cards. The same company. They have one that I think has probably similar affirmations, but they're not race or gender. And then they have some that are targeted towards those of Jamaican descent, which we are not, but they have those too, which have like different Jamaican terms on them. So I guess that's cool if that's your culture. Um, Another thing, sticking with the puzzles. So I went like puzzle crazy, and I bought like these puzzles, none of which she's old enough to use. So that's on me. But they will be here when she grows. So like the ABCs, and you see like, you match these. And this is also 3 and up. And then I have mathematics, another puzzle, 3 and up. 3 and up. So she has not been exposed to any of these. Counting. So 3 and up. This one's 3 and up. And then the last one I have, which is spelling. This one's actually 4 and up. And the reason why I have not given any of these to her is because these are made out of probably the same thing as a board book. They're like pressed board. This is the spelling one I just showed you, and so it's essentially put in like kite. So you see the pieces and you put together, and I have not given them to her because I don't know about your baby at this age, but mine is fairly destructive, and she eats board books, or she will if you let her. She'll eat a board book, and I do not want her eating the puzzle or chewing on it, or which is what she would definitely do. So yeah, I'm not okay with that. So these will have to wait until she's a little less hungry for books or board, cardboard. So I'm moving over a little bit so I can show you another item that she has, which is a balance bike. So as you see it, this is her balance bike. This one says, be unique, be different. Now, balance bikes are supposed to build balance and confidence and really help children. And I don't, she uses it occasionally. She's really still learning. It does not have pedals. There are no pedals on the balance bike. That is one of the biggest things between it and a bike. Now, I bought this one, and I think it's really cute. It has little unicorns, if you can see that. And what they do is they sit on it and they pedal with their feet. Now, that's something they have to learn. That's a skill they have to learn, but it does require some balance to keep it up. As you can see, it does have 4 wheels. They're fairly close together, but this thing can tilt over. So the child does need to use some balance to keep it up, and that's what they learn, help strengthen their core muscles and all of that. Michaela has a umbilical hernia, and her doctor does say that once her, she is walking, but that her core muscles will hopefully pull it back in. We'll see. But right now she has like a large puffed out belly button, and hopefully as her core muscles develop, it will help to fix that some, if not 100%. But anyway, balance bikes have a lot of benefits, and but it's something for her to learn. This one goes up to I think it's supposed to be 40 pounds. So but it's cute, and she's just really getting the hang of it. She sits on it. She doesn't really do the pedal with her feet yet. I kind of push her a little bit and help her move her feet so she can understand what it's supposed to be, but she'll get it. Now, I will say that after buying this one and having it for a while, and I do like it, I did see some that convert into tricycles and balance bikes, so you may find that to be something you like because it has more options, where this is only a balance bike. It does not convert into anything. Those convert into tricycles as well. So had I seen those, I would have probably gotten that instead of just a balance bike, because I will probably buy her a tricycle later on. And I always like something that converts, but maybe it's best to just be good at one thing versus trying to be everything. So anyway, another toy that she has, and this was a gift, is this car. You can see, very similar to the balance bike. It does not require as much balance. It has this little flap where the child can push and pull it themselves. It steers. It's kind of a sad horn, but it does that. It has this clicky thing and they very similar to a balance bike. They sit on it and they pedal with their feet. This one does not require balance. It's not tilting over. It has, 4 wheels. They're pretty far apart, so it has a wider base. This is apparently not to be used outside. It is electronic. The balance bike can be used outside once she gets the hang of it, but this is not to be used outside. It says it on it. It's electronic. I did have to put batteries in it, and this is why, because it also has buttons where it... Oh, and I have to warn you, I have no idea how to turn this thing off. That is a major bleh, because it's, once it starts. But that's not so bad. Those are the car sounds, but it's this button that plays music. And so it does that. And it'll do that until it won't do that. And if you keep pushing it, I thought maybe you turn it off, but yeah, it will stop. But there's just no off. I mean, off might be just don't ever put batteries in it to begin with, because the child can still play with the other features without having the musical notes. So I'm just going to push that out of the way, and hopefully it'll go off and we won't have to listen to it, but still no. Another toy, and I really like this one. Michaela is really into stacking cups, and this is still going. This is a stacking toy, and what I like about this one, and I should have probably showed this first. Let me show you. Let's reset it up. What I like about it is that everything stores in it. It's a self-contained thing. It looks like a little castle, if you can see that. So that's really cool. You actually could probably take this to the beach. Oh my gosh, this thing. I'm not endorsing the car. It's probably one of the most, what I say about the light up beep beep toys, they get very annoying. But it will stop. So sorry. So this is, you could probably take to the beach and use it to like build sand castles. It's really cool. The top is with stacking cups, and then on the bottom it has a shape sorter section. So let me show you how it works. So you kind of just dump it out, and then you have the stacking cups, and you can build this up. You build your tower. You have your 10 cups, and the reason I'm showing you is because it's a pretty tall tower. It's taller than some of the other ones. She has another set of stacking cups, and it's only 5 of those. This one has 10, and then this is a little crown that goes on top of it because it is a castle. This one has 10 cups, and it has this base down here, so that makes it kind of tall. And with me sitting, it's kind of tall. And it has like a little king, and there's a queen somewhere around here. There she is, and a prince and a princess on the bottom cup somewhere. I think they're around here. Yeah, it's a princess and a prince, and so you stack that up, and there's just, the top of the castle, and it has this little crown thing. So that's cute. So that's that. You stack that up, knock it down, whatever you want to do. Knock it down. Because to do the shape sorter section, you need this, the base. You turn it over, you put on this top, and then it also comes with shapes. So, you just have your little shapes in here. So it's like 2 toys in one, which is always great. And like I said, at the end, once you finish playing with it, you can put everything back into this little thing, and it stores. So that's great. And so that's really, convenient for both cleanup and play. This last toy is something that was another gift, and is another electronic toy. Not as annoying as that car. So, and this one has a definite off and on button, as you can see. So we will be doing that. But
hooray! Let's have some fun. Activity mode.
This is
touch and learn. Let's
okay. Turn it off just so I could talk. This is from VTech, and what I like about it is it's an activity station, and it has a little stool for her to sit at. It's a little old for her right now, because this is really the youngest this is supposed to do is 2, and it goes to 5. Just to show it to you again. What's cool about it though is that if you see here, it has like the alphabets and all of this, but it also has this like cartridge area, and it comes with a couple of additional cartridges, but you can also buy some. So I'm going to show you. It came with two additional cartridges with like water, fruits, and music and colors and all of that. And so you insert them when you want to use them, and it'll do different programs. And you can buy, there's an expansion kit that'll take it, I think, all the way up to 5 years old. It'll do math, it'll do spelling, it'll do science, it'll do a lot of other programs. I do not have the expansion kit yet. We don't really use this too often, because when I did put her on it on her birthday and turned it on, she just kind of like slammed her hand down on it over and over again, because she doesn't understand, and I did not want her to break it. So I just said, well, when she's a little older, we'll try again, maybe in a month or 2. But what's also cool is when you flip this part of it flips up, and you can actually attach drawings here, and there's also like a chalkboard part that you can get, and they can sit here on their stool. This doesn't. They can sit here on their stool with their little items, and draw. And so that's cool. So it's an activity center. But I'm gonna turn it back on, so be advised. So this is how it is.
Let's have some fun. Activity mode.
There's a little
touch and learn
phone here.
Let's learn the alphabet. 1, 2,
you push the
3,
phone.
4.
And then there's an activity mode, which you see it's in, and there's also a music mode. There's a help button. There's a little part here which has like plays music and volume, and you press and it plays. So yeah, and you could turn the volume down, I think, on this, so it's kind of loud, but I haven't really gotten to use it too much yet, but I do like it, and I think
Press
it will.
the play button to play some music. See you later.
I think it will come in handy. But I just wanted to show that to you guys. So that's kind of where we are with 1-year-old toys so far. But I guess I really don't have too many 1-year-old toys, because most of them aren't for 1. They're kind of like a little older. But, just some ideas of things that can work at this stage. But if you have any other ideas, feel free to share and let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm trying to move away from crazy BBs, because they'll drive me crazy. But I do like this, because this I actually really do like this. I do think it'll come in handy as she continues to grow. So I have used it a little bit, and I think it's cool, but again, only a little bit, so we'll see. Anyway, ladies, I will talk to you again soon. Stay safe.